this is Amy Allen from the Dead Files, and you're listening to the Alternate Route Podcast.
Look, I know the supernatural is something that isn't supposed to happen, but it does happen.
A ghostly apparition in the dark of night.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Hey there, ponderers of the paranormal. You are listening to the Mike. I had to stop
you just
myself.
Said something.
I had to catch myself there. This is a special announcement episode, Mike. Aren't you? Don't you feel special? Do we both feel special right now?
No,
I don't either. So, but we wanted
not any more than usual.
Not anymore. Definitely not any more than usual. We needed to, and we wanted to get out a brief special episode to let all of you wonderful listeners out there know that yes, the Alternate Route podcast. I can't even say it. The Alternate Route podcast is no more. Mike.
It's quit. It
has ceased
it's been
to
vominos.
Yes. It has joined the choir invisible. It is no more. This is an X podcast.
It has ceased to exist.
Yeah. So, changes have been coming for a while, at least in the back of my mind.
Really, yeah, because this really caught me off guard. I got a text yesterday. Guess what?
Well, it wasn't exactly like that.
It wasn't quite like that. It wasn't quite like that.
Guess what? I've changed everything. No, not necessarily like that, but it has been in the back of my mind for a while, Mike. I really wanted to move on from the Alternate Route podcast name/title for quite a while. It has served us well. It has served us quite well. R.I.P. The Alternate Route podcast. We shall miss you, but we are moving on. Yes, we are now, Mike, PARAnomaly ZONE.
Which makes more sense.
It does, and I really, really like that name. And it quite literally popped into my head without much thought yesterday, and I immediately texted it to you.
It kind of sounds like it, too.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you
No,
very
I'm just
much.
kidding.
Thank you. So you're saying that after I've changed everything, now you're telling me you don't like it? God,
No,
damn it,
I do like it. To me, it's like a kind of somewhat of an homage to the Twilight Zone without calling it the Twilight Zone.
Very good. Absolutely. And, it really encompasses everything we're about on the podcast.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I've been thinking about it for a while because I visualize, I imagine people, potential listeners, scrolling through, iTunes or what have you, and they're looking at the thumbnails of all the various podcasts out there. And it really occurred to me that the Alternate Route podcast didn't encompass at all what the title itself didn't encompass really what we focus on all the time.
Right.
I mean, at least it would be difficult for someone to scroll upon that and go like, oh, I know what that show is about right off the top of, right away, just by the title itself. So I wanted to get something like that. And PARAnomaly ZONE, to me, it definitely, I can hopefully, well, I shouldn't say I can hopefully, I hope that people get a better grasp of what the podcast is about just by the title. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh.
The Alternate Route podcast, that could have been taken more than one way. I mean, the paranormal is a route that is an alternate to the non-paranormal.
Well, yeah, you're stretching a bit. You're stretching.
It could be misconstrued as something that should be in the lifestyles category.
Hey, there you go. Go. It could be misconstrued as some sort of voyeuristic road map.
Right.
Or something. I don't know. It's like, what the hell is this about? Is this like, about back roads? I guess. Oh, I don't know if I want to check that out.
But it also has brought us.
Oh, God.
It has brought to us, or
Yes.
whatever, however you want to say it, a lot of wonderful listeners that
100%, yeah.
that did check it out and did seem to like it enough to hang on.
And Mike sounds like he has a pile of gravel in his mouth right now, but that's fine.
I do. I've been coughing a lot. I'm
yeah.
not sick or anything. I know I don't have the COVID. I test for that all the time.
Right. Well, it's like it's that time of year where it just starts getting so dry. You need to,
my furnace has been on lately, and it just blows out that dry air.
That'll do it.
From my ancient furnace that,
again, big thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the Alternate Route podcast. All of you listening right now, if you're just checking it out, we are everything. Well, I should say we cover everything that is all paranormal, mysterious, unexplained, odd, and all the good times in between. If you're interested in Bigfoot, cryptids, we talk about that. You're interested in aliens, UFOs, UAP, yep, we talk about that. If you're interested in all things supernatural, paranormal, ghosts, what have you, that is our number one topic here. And we are not straying away from those topics. We're going to continue forth, and we have some awesome guests lined up. That isn't going to change either. Just the name, just the image, and hopefully it will all be for the better. So.
It will be. And we have like we've been talking about, our upcoming adventures.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
that are coming
absolutely.
Up.
Yep.
Those, all of that, and which we'll just keep adding to. I mean, it's going to slow down a bit with our winter season coming.
Yeah, and maybe in case someone is listening for the very first time, clarify what you mean by our adventures, Mike. Oop, as he coughs. Right when I asked him, his throat started itching.
Well, the Theburgess Trails is coming up. I am on my 2-week hiatus from work right now, resting my back and seeing if doing no work helps.
Yes. Right.
And if it does, I got to quit my job. But anyway, no, I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, yes, our adventures to the Theburgess Trails is coming up. There is a slight warm-up coming that will suit us well for that on our outdoor adventure.
And our Theburgess Trails, it's all about, we're doing like yes, we are amateurs, but you got to start somewhere. We started 15 plus years ago doing all this paranormal investigating, and we kind of reignited our passion, about a year and a half ago? Maybe closer to a year. If
that, I would say, yeah.
But we're really hunkering down. We're going to do this, and we have been doing it. And the Theburgess Trails is it's infamous almost locally here in north central Minnesota for alleged hauntings, alleged cryptid sightings, for crying out loud. It's like a mini Skinwalker Ranch almost.
Yeah, mini.
I mean, there's alien sightings, UFOs, odd lights, lots of occult activities alleged to have occurred there. So
there actually is a couple of very old cemeteries along the way there, and there have reportedly been some ghosts of children that have been sighted. So glowing headstones, I think, also.
Wow.
Something like that.
I'm not familiar with that one. That sounds intriguing, to say the least.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We shall find these spots.
And we are not the rich men by any means. We are slowly gathering more and more investigative equipment, and we're putting them to use. And it's going to be a good time. We are going to get that done soon, and that stuff is going to be available exclusively on our Patreon page. If you are interested in all things paranormal, unexplained, odd, and mysterious, and some ghost investigations, and there's some really cool video episodes, reaction videos. Every now and then I'll throw in some personal old humor sketches that me and another co-host of ours have put together throughout the years. Our Patreon page is just loaded with great content already. We have 25 exclusive episodes, and it's just going to keep growing and growing. And we have Patreon exclusive episode number 26 coming up this weekend, Mike, and that's going to be our longest episode yet. It's going to be good.
It will.
Yep.
And hopefully it'll be good. I have no idea because we haven't done it yet.
That's true.
Could turn out like pure shite.
Well, see, you're honest, and I'm trying to promote it. So, I mean, I guess we can go.
I don't think we've had a real bad one yet. So,
well, that one where you were pretty obviously hammered. That one wasn't very enjoyable.
Well, I don't see that doesn't count for me because I don't remember it.
Right. Yeah, I actually literally in the description of the following episode of that one, I apologized to everyone for saying like, this is like a makeup for last week's episode.
Yeah. That definitely will not happen again.
Mike was having a good time. We're both having a good time. But,
yeah.
I have some ideas, Mike. I'm going to throw them at you when we're done recording here for Patreon content. And
all right.
Yeah, so it'll be good. It'll be good. But again, at the risk of repeating ourselves, PARAnomaly ZONE helps spread the word. Everything is different. Actually, we have our own, a new, I should say, Facebook page up and running.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a follower of the original Alternate Route Podcast Facebook page, I encourage you to go follow the new one, PARAnomaly ZONE. Twitter followers, the same, although, everything is the same there, so none of you guys have disappeared. Just the name is different. Most importantly, I wanted to get this out because when you're in the process of changing podcast names, I made a mistake years ago when we originally changed from Nonsense Cast Radio to the Alternate Route Podcast. I did that just on a whim. Hey, go figure, I did it on a whim, Mike. And I changed everything, and I went about it, and before I knew it, I realized, shit, we didn't do an episode where we told our listeners that Nonsense Cats Radio is not going to exist anymore. So we lost subscribers and listeners, and who knows, maybe they're still out there looking for a Nonsense Cats Radio, but...
maybe they'll discover the
the
new one.
Who knows? I hope they all do. PARAnomaly ZONE. I also have I think it's catchy, Mike, and I think I'm envisioning here great Patreon content with the artwork on various items, you know what I mean? Mugs, hats, shirts. That stuff I think works a little bit better with this name as opposed to the Alternate Route Podcast.
Absolutely. I got an email I noticed from that said something about the Patreon merch. Have you gotten anything about that?
Oh, yes. Well, thank you, Mike, for reminding me. We do have some patrons out there who will be receiving an antiquated sticker with the old logo. I've changed it a couple times since then, and it has the Alternate Route Podcast name on it. So you guys will be receiving that in the mail. People who are $5 subscribers for 3 months in a row, they get a complimentary, cool little collectible sticker. And that's we're starting off low, Mike, because quite frankly, I can't afford to do anything else right now.
Neither one of us can.
No, we can't, because how it works is Patreon will produce all this awesome collectible content, but it does take a percentage out of what you are earning. And obviously, so I started off very, very low with the stickers. So the more and more patrons we get, the more and more cool goodies we can get out there. So,
well, I want one of those stickers.
Well, you know what? I'm going to update all those things. So if you get those, I'm speaking to the specific patrons out there who do receive these stickers, the antiquated ones. Hold on, because we'll send you new updated PARAnomaly ZONE stickers. So you can put it on your refrigerator. I don't know.
Well, sure.
Smack dab on the middle of your forehead. I have no idea.
And in a few weeks, when it gets all, like, boy, I don't want that anymore. Just take some of that goof off or goo gone stuff, and
there you go.
It'll all come off.
That works. So I getting back to what the main part is, hopefully everything runs smoothly. But if for whatever reason your feed, your subscription to the Alternate Podcast disappears, just know that all you have to do is go find PARAnomaly ZONE, and we will resume. Your first episode will be episode 292, if you know what I mean by that, Mike. So hopefully we'll be able to just transfer the show feeds, the show slugs, and all that stuff without losing any of you listeners out there, any of you awesome subscribers. But again, if by whatever chance that happens, PARAnomaly ZONE, same two guys, same crazy fun content, and we shall move on from there. Mike is so thrilled right now. He's like, why did I agree to join this special announcement episode?
No, I'm as happy as ever. God, Jesus.
Well, God, Jesus, he says. Well, Mike does have to. He and Mary have to. Or no, you have to make a trip to Fargo here shortly. So we needed to get this out. So this is probably the earliest you and I have ever recorded. We started
I
around
believe so.
4:45. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, it's still too bright out.
So do you have any cool,
Throws me off.
any odd paranormal updates, Mike, going on at your house? I mean, we throw out these every now and then. Any more trinkets and dolls falling off of your display cases inexplicably?
Not since the last time.
No more black floating masses that go past you in the kitchen. Then you just go, oh, look at that.
Yeah, that one was probably big enough to last a little while.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that was
took a lot of
pretty
energy.
massive.
Mm-hmm.
If it would have been the shape of a person, it would have been a very large, gangly, beastly,
bulging
bulging person. Yeah. So, but yeah, no. I haven't heard anything new happening at my brother's house.
Okay.
And I have not asked him recently about that, but he's always really good about updating us with that information.
Something just popped into my brain. Actually, it just happened yesterday, and it's nothing paranormal by any means at all. It isn't, and I'm not exaggerating.
Okay.
But it's just the power of the mind type thing. Yesterday, I went to the school in the evening to vote at the school referendum, and the long story short, after exiting the southernmost parking lot next to what is still the elementary, connected to what is still the refurbished high school, I had to walk a sidewalk length, Mike, to get to the entryway at the elementary that I haven't walked in years. And it's the same walk that I did every day of my flipping life,
when you were in that,
when I was there.
Yes.
And it just really, as corny as it sounds, I'm sure you haven't had this experience before. I started getting like flooded with the emotions and like memories because I just looked around and I'm like, man, alive.
Yeah.
I've walked this so many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Haven't been here for 30 years, 25 years, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, closer to 25 years. And it just really it was odd. And I had these memories, specific ones of walking past the buses there. And these, okay, this is kind of humorous. First memory that popped in my brain, walking down that sidewalk and two girls popping their head out of a bus. And they say, well, hey, pretty boy.
and waves of emotion came over you.
Well, because I'm like, well, why are they saying this? Are they totally mocking me? Because I was in like a phase of trying to dress as nice as I could or something. I don't know what the hell it was. And then I had another one when I was a sophomore, and I was walking on the same sidewalk. Mike's laughing at me.
I just picture you in very frilly pants.
Lord. No, I wasn't. No, definitely not that. No. And I wasn't dressed
nicely sequined.
No, I wasn't dressed like, I didn't have like MC Hammer pants on either or anything like that. So, or Vanilla Ice. That's for the same.
Sure.
But then the next one I had was when I was a sophomore, and then I was walking, and all of a sudden I felt something on my rear, and it was the hand of another person. I turned around. It was two freshmen. Two freshman girls were just like, they're giggling and stuff like that, and because they just swatted me on my butt, and I just turned around and walked away, and I'm like, what the? And then what? I'm speechless still, because back in the day I was just so I didn't know how to react to any sort of flirtation at all, Mike, whatsoever. So I don't know.
They were fondling your buttocks.
Yes, and
giggling.
I did nothing. I just turned around, and so again, last night I'm flooded with emotions, and those are the two of the memories that popped in my brain. And
they were fondling your pretty jeans.
Yes, they were. Oh, my pretty boy jeans. Yes. So, anyways,
well, that's pretty amazing. I've had something like that. Although for me, it's been 40 years since I've been finished with high school. But I have walked by. Actually, I parked and walked over to my old school when I was in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, and they were doing renovations on this huge old building, and they're making it into apartments at the time. And along one corner, there's large windows that you could look down and see the whole gym. area. And when they started making these, changing this into an apartment building, I parked and I walked over there to look in the old gym, and I looked in, that's when things really flooded back in my memory, back to first grade, second grade, and I could picture where I did things in that gymnasium, and where the gym teacher's office was, and little stories about, that I had experienced way back then. And so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's funny that you said gym too, because that's where actually they had the voting booth set up, was in the elementary gym. And I walked in there, and I swear to God, it's still the same rug. And, it looks so small and tiny because it is. It's elementary kids, kindergartners, their little gym. And just flooded with memories. And the smell, Mike, I swear to God, it smelled the same. And I'm like, gosh, I just felt, I was kind of flooded with memories and stuff. And
it's weird how your senses can experience memories.
God, yeah. Especially your sense
all
of
of your
smell.
senses.
Yeah. And then I had
crazy.
the one that I had when I was in the gym was when I was in kindergarten, and we listen to these games that we used to play. A game called Break the Chain, and what it was however many kids would stand in a line side to side, and they'd cross their arms together like hooked, like they're linked. They're linked up. And then other kids would get a running start and try to bust through your chain while you're.
I've heard of that.
And it's. I mean, I highly doubt that's allowed anymore.
Yeah. How many children came out of that bruised?
Me, for one of them. Well, I ended up getting my face smashed because a kid bounced off the arms, off of our arms, and the back of his head smashed me right in my nose, and I just got a bleeding profusely, as Gorilla Monsoon would say, when coming from my nose. It's like,
well, it's because you are kind of frail.
I am,
and I'm sure you're very frail as a child.
Well, come on now.
Kind of sickly.
Hey.
Come home from school right after and lie down. Take your medicine.
Michael, you are 100% wrong on that one. Believe it or not, I was quite athletic back in the day.
Hold this hot water bottle on your stomach and rest.
Yes. Breathe in, breathe out. Yes, do not harm my young, frail child. No longer. My frail, pasty child. So, anywho,
that's crazy.
Nothing weird or paranormal happening in my neck of the woods. Go figure. But lately, but Mike, let's wrap this up here. Let's wrap this up in like 5 minutes. Again, this is a very brief special announcement. We are now PARAnomaly ZONE, no longer the Alternate Route Podcast. Ta-ta, so long. We love you. You served us well. But we're starting over. One of the big regrets, but it had to be done, is that I can no longer put in all the plugs that we have from the awesome guests.
That's right.
So this episode,
coming.
Yes, we do. This episode, I did start off with the Amy Allen plug, but then I had, well, you'll notice when you listen to it. It's
well, everybody that we've had on, I think you can't bar any of them. That
no,
every one of them has said that they would be happy to come on again.
100%. Yeah.
So,
and Mike,
every one of them would be well worth it.
We have, for the fourth time, Dustin Perry from Ghost Hunters coming up very soon for a Patreon video interview exclusive. So, hey, more reasons to sign up for our Patreon page. That's going to be a blast. You'll get to see Dustin's luxurious hair on video.
Ben Hansen, he was there's something still coming up with him.
Yep, Ben Hansen has agreed to be on it on Paranomaly Zone. But guests we've had in the past, Mike, the aforementioned awesome Amy Allen from the Dead Files. Again, longtime listeners, ding, 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 sorry, you know all this. But in case people are checking us out for the first time, checking out this Paranomaly Zone, we've had fantastic interviews, fantastic guests. Jason Hawes, Grant Wilson, Steve Gonzalez, Dustin Perry, all from Ghost Hunters, Amy Allen from the Dead Files, Chip Coffey, Amy Bruni, Adam Berry, Kindred Spirits.
The list goes on and on.
Andrea Perrin, Ron Moorhead. My gosh, it just goes on, and it's only going to grow, and it's going to be an honor. It's going to be a blast. Yeah. So, hey, Mike, I did dig this up. Listen to this.
Okay.
Speaking of, don't worry, we're wrapping it up, buddy. Speaking of Nonsensicast Radio, I unfortunately only had one guest do a brief plug, but listen to this.
Hi, this is Ron Moorhead, and you're listening to Nonsensicast Radio.
Hey, Ron Moorhead. Ron
Goes way
Moorhead.
back.
That goes way back. He always had problems saying Nonsensicast Radio, and then he had problems saying the alternate route. He kept on saying alternative route.
Well,
I mean, that's awesome. We're not making fun of the guy. I mean,
no, absolutely.
God, that guy is just absolutely fantastic. If you're not familiar, check out Ron Moorhead and the Sierra Sounds, communicating and interacting with a family of Bigfoot. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome talking with Ron. We would love to get him on the show for a third time. And one person, hey, there it is. There it is. One guy I am going to hunt down, Mike. And I did recently also just send another email to Jason Hawes, hopefully get him on the show again. I'd love to have you have a chance to talk with Jason, Mike.
Yes,
that'd be great.
absolutely.
Travis Walton, I want to get on the show.
Yep, absolutely.
That would be
Fascinating.
fantastic. And the reason I brought that up is because I'm trying to figure out, Mike, do you want to do an episode focused solely on the Travis Walton incident for the regular podcast, the PARAnomaly ZONE, or for the Patreon account? I'll let you think on that. I'll let you think on that.
Yes, it would work great for either one, but yeah, we shall make a decision on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyhow, let's keep this short. Mike, thank you very much for finding the time to do this. We wanted to get this announcement out for everybody, just in case, we don't want you thrown for a loop if your alternate route podcast subscription disappears or something like that. We're still here. We are just now PARAnomaly ZONE. Help spread the word. It's
PARAnomaly ZONE.
It encompasses everything we're all
Get
about.
in the zone. Get in the PARAnomaly ZONE.
Oh, good Lord. Damn it. Now I have the auto zone thing in my head. Okay, anyways. All right. Well, until next time, boys and girls, we hope to see you on the other side of the PARAnomaly ZONE. What do they have to do, Michael?
Do as I do. Peace out.